The survival rate of a cat in Syracuse living outside is 2 years. The lifespan of a cat living indoors and being cared for by a family is 20 to 25 years. I got started when there was a homeless cat that I saw outside of my house, and he was fighting for a crust of pizza with a squirrel. And I knew that both of those animals were going hungry and struggling through the winter. So I wanted to do something. So I caught that stray cat, and then when I went to the SPCA, I realized that the shelter was pretty full, and that if the cat didn't get adopted very quickly, she would be euthanized. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want this cat to die. So I decided to foster her. So how we try to help with the overpopulation problem is trapping or simply picking up the stray or abandoned animal and placing it in a foster home.
Recently we went and trapped 2 cats, Tank and Jackson. Those are homeless cats that a gentleman is feeding outside of his home. They just appeared one day. So he was concerned that these cats were not neutered and that there would be kittens in the spring. So he asked us to come in, and because he's elderly, he can't transport these cats to a spay and neuter appointment. So we set up an appointment for him, and then we caught the cats and transported them to a spay and neuter clinic. And after they got spayed and neutered, in this case neutered, and vaccinated and had a vet exam and got flea treated, they will be returned to that location unless we can find a foster home to house them until they can be adopted. So we took some photos of them and placed them on adoption websites, and we will try to publicize them for adoption. In the meantime, they are recovering indoors for a couple of days before they can be released outside or placed in a foster home.
So these are homes of individuals who are volunteers, and they care for the animal, feed it, and care for it until that animal is adopted out. Meanwhile, the organization helps to advertise that cat for adoption, helps to screen the potential adopters to make sure that the cat goes to the right home, and generally facilitates with that whole process of fostering and adoption. There are many animal shelters. In fact, most of them are kill shelters. That means they will become overpopulated or full. And in order to make room for incoming animals, they will either have to euthanize some of the animals that they have or some of the incoming animals. A lot of them will euthanize as many as 80 to 90% of the animals that they take in any given year. They're practically murder factories. The rescues that are volunteer-based and that are foster-based offer a cheaper, more feasible alternative to that, because it's possible for us to be no-kill.
I choose to donate to No Cat Left Behind because I know that the money is being used to directly help the animals in need. I'm not paying the salary of some CEO or administration fees or even building maintenance, really. The money that I put here buys food, medical care, cat litter. The money goes straight to fill the need.
If our foster care is full, we just need to get more foster parents. There is no end to how much we can expand by getting more volunteers, and therefore there is no limitation on us that will force us to euthanize healthy animals that are adoptable just because there is no space.
I come home to that every day. That's why you should adopt a cat or a dog. I come home and they're waiting for me, and they're glad to see me, and they bounce into the window, and you can almost hear them say, "Daddy's home, yeah." That feeling doesn't have an equal. There's nothing better than that.